There comes a moment in every believer's life when you've got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. You've got to stop wallowing in the misery of your mistakes, your failures, and your shortcomings. Weakness is a universal experience. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or how strong you appear on the outside. At some point, everyone faces weakness. It could be emotional, physical, spiritual, or mental. Perhaps a combination of all of them. The struggle is real for each of us, yet recognizing and acknowledging that you are weak does not make you weak. It's a powerful act to look inward and realize that there is something holding you back, something that's preventing you from achieving your potential. And though it may seem uncomfortable at first, admitting that there's weakness in your life is the first step in overcoming it. When we think of weakness, we often associate it with failure, defeat, or inadequacy. But let me remind you today, weakness is not synonymous with failure. Weakness is a challenge, not a condition of your character. It is simply a part of the human condition that we must face and rise above. Everyone experiences it, and that includes some of the greatest leaders, innovators, and warriors in history. The difference is not in whether or not we experience weakness, but how we respond to it. If you are sitting in a place of weakness today, perhaps you're feeling discouraged, overwhelmed, or inadequate. Your feelings of weakness may make you question your worth, or you may feel like you don't measure up to others around you. You might be dealing with financial struggles, personal loss, or emotional pain. Whatever form it takes, the enemy will use weakness to try and convince you that this moment defines your entire life. But I want you to know this weakness is not your identity. It is a moment in time that can pass. When we feel weak, it's easy to fall into a place of despair. We can start to believe that we'll never be strong enough to overcome our circumstances. We can start thinking that we're just not cut out for success, that everyone else has it together while we're falling apart. The lies of weakness can infiltrate every area of our lives, draining our hope and paralyzing us from moving forward. But that's where we must make a choice. We must make the decision not to let weakness define us. The truth is, we all have weak moments, but we can also have powerful comebacks. There is a difference between being weak and staying weak. Being weak doesn't mean that you're doomed to failure. It means you've come to a place where you need strength beyond your own. You've reached a point where you must call on something bigger than yourself to help you push forward. You may not have the strength in your own capacity to fight through, but there is a power available to you that can lift you up out of your weakness. What makes this moment powerful is your response. How you respond to your weakness determines whether you stay stuck in it or rise above it. For some people, their weakness becomes an excuse to quit, to stop trying, to sit on the sidelines and let life pass them by. But for others, their weakness becomes the very catalyst for growth. They see their weakness, and instead of retreating, they press in. They face it, they challenge it, and they overcome it. They do not accept defeat. They do not surrender. They push forward and rise higher. But it's important to understand that acknowledging weakness is not about staying in a place of defeat. It's about coming to terms with where you are so that you can move forward to where you're going. Acknowledging weakness is not a sign of defeat, it's a sign of awareness. It's a powerful step toward finding the strength to move from weakness to strength. It is in those moments of honesty, when we admit to ourselves that we need help, that we need a change, that we need to grow, that the real transformation happens. It's not in pretending to be perfect or hiding our vulnerabilities. It's in acknowledging where we need to grow, where we need to heal, and where we need to press forward in faith. If you've been living with weakness, whether it's doubt, fear, insecurity, or a lack of motivation, understand this: it doesn't have to be your forever. Weakness is not permanent. It is a season, not a sentence. You don't have to stay stuck in that feeling. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But the pain of weakness is temporary, and when you push through it, you come out stronger on the other side. The only way to break free from weakness is to face it head, on. When you acknowledge your weakness, you give yourself permission to grow. You stop denying the areas where you need help. You stop pretending to be invincible. Instead, you become teachable, open to learning, open to change, and open to God's transformative power. Acknowledging weakness doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're ready to rise, ready to step into the next level of strength. As you face your weakness, don't do it alone. Understand that there are people around you, whether they're mentors, friends, or even faith, that can help you. And more importantly, know that you have access to a power greater than anything this world can offer. God is the strength of your heart, and He will never leave you in your weakness. When you lean on Him, your weakness becomes the platform from which you can launch into a future filled with strength, purpose, and victory. So, if you're feeling weak today, know this. Your weakness is not your end, it's your beginning. It's the starting point of your transformation. Don't be afraid to face it. Don't be afraid to acknowledge it, because when you do, you will find that strength doesn't come from avoiding weakness. It comes from confronting it, learning from it, and allowing it to push you into the purpose you were created for. Your weakness is the very thing that will fuel your greatest comeback. Your feelings are a reflection of your thoughts. What you think directly impacts how you feel, and how you feel influences what you do. It's easy to overlook this truth, but it is one of the most powerful principles you can apply to your life. The thoughts you entertain today shape the emotions you experience tomorrow, and in turn, those emotions drive your actions. If you want to change your feelings, you must first change your thoughts. We often underestimate the power of our thinking. The world around us may bombard us with messages of limitation, negativity, and fear. But the most dangerous voice we have to contend with is the voice inside our own head. Too many of us spend our days speaking defeat over our lives without even realizing it. We talk about how difficult things are, how we're stuck in our circumstances, or how we'll never be good enough. We entertain these thoughts, and eventually they settle deep into our hearts, coloring the way we see the world and ourselves. But here's the truth. You have the power to choose what you think about. You can choose to entertain thoughts of weakness, defeat, and fear, or you can choose to entertain thoughts of strength, possibility, and hope. In many ways, your mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of negativity, doubt, and insecurity, those seeds will grow into the weeds that choke out your potential. But if you choose to plant seeds of positivity, encouragement, and strength, those seeds will sprout into the kind of thoughts that uplift you, motivate you, and push you forward. Your mind is fertile ground, and what you plant in it will determine the harvest you reap. Changing your mind, it isn't always easy. It requires effort, consistency, and intentionality. Our brains are wired to look for patterns, and often we've developed habits of negative thinking over years of experience, trauma, or disappointment. Those patterns can be difficult to break, but they are not permanent. The first step in changing your mindset is acknowledging that your thoughts are powerful. They shape your perception of the world and your place in it. If you want to break free from weak feelings, you have to break free from weak thinking. This means recognizing when negative thoughts arise and choosing to reject them. You have to become a gatekeeper of your mind. Not every thought that comes into your head deserves a place in your life. Not every thought that comes to you is true, and not every thought is worthy of your time. When a thought comes into your mind that tells you you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, or that you're destined to fail, you have the power to speak truth over that thought. You can reject it and replace it with a thought that aligns with your purpose and your faith. You are more than your thoughts. You are more than the lies that tell you you're weak or incapable. One of the most powerful things you can do is begin to speak words of affirmation over yourself. Your words shape your world. What you say to yourself matters. If you constantly speak words of defeat, those words will reinforce your weak feelings. But if you begin to speak words of encouragement, strength, and truth, those words will create new patterns of thought that lead to new feelings. Every time you say, "I am strong, I am capable," or "I am more than a conqueror," you are planting seeds of power in your mind. Those words will grow, and eventually they will shape your reality. But speaking positive affirmations isn't just about repeating words for the sake of it. It's about aligning your thoughts with your purpose and your faith. It's about choosing to believe in the truth of who you are and the potential you have. When you speak with conviction, when you speak with faith, and when you speak with belief, your thoughts begin to shift. Your mind begins to accept what you're declaring, and those declarations become the foundation for your emotions and actions. It's also important to recognize that changing your mind, it isn't a one-time event, it's a daily practice. Every day, you are bombarded with thoughts, some good and some bad. The key is not to allow the negative thoughts to dominate. You have to train your mind. You have to discipline your thoughts just as you would train your body in the gym. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes consistency. But the more you focus on positive, empowering thoughts, the easier it becomes to reject the negative ones. It's also important to be patient with yourself. Changing your thought patterns takes time, and you won't always get it right. There will be days when your mind tries to drag you back into old thought patterns, and that's okay. The key is not perfection, it's progress. Every time you choose to replace a negative thought with a positive one, you are moving closer to the mindset of strength and success that you want. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Instead, celebrate the small victories. Each time you resist a negative thought, you are strengthening your mind and building your resilience. Another critical part of shifting your mindset is surrounding yourself with the right influences. You cannot change your thoughts in isolation. The people you spend time with, the books you read, the media you consume, all of these things shape your thinking. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, criticism, and doubt, it will be much harder to change your mindset. But if you surround yourself with people who encourage you, challenge you, and speak life into you, you'll find that your thoughts begin to align with theirs. The right influences can help you break free from weak thinking and adopt a mindset of strength and possibility. Finally, always remember that your thoughts are not your identity. Just because you have a negative thought doesn't mean it's true. Thoughts come and go, but who you are and what you are capable of is constant. You are not defined by your moments of doubt or insecurity. You are defined by your faith, your purpose, and your potential. So when negative thoughts come, don't accept them as your truth. Choose to think differently. Choose to believe in the greatness that lies within you. Changing your thoughts is the first step to changing your feelings. When you control your mind, you control your emotions. And when you control your emotions, you control your actions. It all begins with the way you think. Choose your thoughts wisely and watch as your life begins to shift towards strength, possibility, and success. When you find yourself facing weakness, you cannot afford to sit back and wait for it to magically disappear. Weakness doesn't vanish on its own, and it won't leave because you ignore it. To overcome weakness, you must confront it head on. It is only when you have the courage to face what is holding you back that true change can begin. The truth is, you cannot outrun weakness by avoiding it. You must step right into it, acknowledge it, and then take decisive action to move through it. Weakness often manifests as fear, doubt, insecurity, or discouragement. These emotions are not easy to deal with. They make us feel vulnerable and exposed. The natural instinct might be to bury these feelings, to push them deep inside, and hope that over time they will disappear. But here's the truth. Avoiding weakness only gives it more power. The longer you leave it unaddressed, the more it grows and consumes your energy. You can't afford to let your fear, doubt, or insecurity take root and grow into something that paralyzes your progress. Confronting your weakness means accepting that it exists, but more importantly, it means choosing to deal with it. It requires a conscious decision to take action even when you don't feel ready. When you confront weakness, you are not accepting defeat. You are acknowledging that in this moment, something is holding you back, but that you have the power to overcome it. It's a powerful act of courage and faith, because in that moment, you are choosing to face the very thing that is trying to hold you down. When you confront weakness, you must be honest with yourself. There's no point in pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Pretending doesn't heal. It's okay to admit that you are struggling. It's okay to say, I don't have all the answers. It's okay to admit that you're not where you want to be. Acknowledging that you are weak in certain areas is the first step toward overcoming it. It doesn't make you weak to admit that you need help, that you are facing challenges, or that you are battling feelings of doubt or fear. It makes you strong because it's the beginning of your transformation. The moment you acknowledge your weakness is the moment you stop running from it and start running toward the strength that's waiting for you on the other side. Confronting weakness also means rejecting the lies that it tells you. Weakness has a way of speaking to you in whispers, telling you that you'll never be enough, that you can't go any further, that you'll never accomplish your dreams. But these are lies that you do not have to accept. You have the power to choose what you believe. When weakness whispers doubt into your ear, you have the authority to say, "That is not my truth." You do not have to believe the negative thoughts that come with weakness. What you choose to believe about yourself will determine how you respond to weakness. You see, weakness can either define you or refine you. If you let it, weakness will tell you that you're not capable, that you don't have what it takes, and that you should give up. But if you confront it, weakness can become the very thing that refines you. It can become the catalyst for growth and change. When you face weakness head-on, you are forced to confront the parts of yourself that need to grow. You are challenged to stretch beyond your limits and discover strength that you didn't know you had. It is in the confrontation with weakness that the seeds of resilience are planted. Confrontation requires courage. It means you're willing to step into the discomfort of facing your challenges, but that's the only way to break free. Growth never happens in the comfort zone. If you want to change, you have to be willing to face the discomfort, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to keep moving forward even when it feels hard. It's not about having all the answers or knowing exactly how you'll make it through. It's about taking the first step, then the next, and then the next. Confronting weakness is a journey, not a destination. One of the biggest obstacles to confronting weakness is fear. Fear tells us that we aren't strong enough, that we aren't capable, and that we should back down. But the truth is, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward in spite of fear. When you confront weakness, you're not doing it because you have no fear. You're doing it because you choose to face it anyway. The key to overcoming weakness is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward in spite of it. You might feel like giving up, like your weakness is too big to overcome. But let me tell you this, you are bigger than your weakness. Every step you take toward confronting it is a victory. Every moment you choose to face it head-on is a step closer to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Strength is not found in avoiding challenges, it's found in overcoming them. The more you confront weakness, the stronger you become. The more you face your fears, the more courageous you become. And here's something I want you to remember. You are never alone in this process. As you confront weakness, you have access to the strength of the one who created you. God does not leave you to face your struggles on your own. He is with you, guiding you through every step, giving you the strength to keep moving and equipping you to overcome. You are not fighting alone. The strength you need is already within you, and as you confront your weakness, that strength will rise to the surface. So today, make the decision to confront your weakness. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Step into it with courage, face it, deal with it, and allow it to refine you. Every time you confront weakness, you get stronger. Every time you choose to face your fears, you become more powerful. The moment you stop running from your weaknesses is the moment you start stepping into your true strength. Your environment has a powerful influence over your life, and it plays a pivotal role in shaping your thoughts, feelings, and actions. The people you surround yourself with, the spaces you inhabit, and the atmosphere you choose to engage in all affect your mindset and your energy. If you want to break free from weakness, you must create an environment that supports your growth and encourages your strength. Surrounding yourself with the right influences can help propel you toward greatness, while staying in an environment that nurtures weakness can keep you stagnant. You see, every environment, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, carries a certain energy. If you place yourself in an environment that is full of negativity, criticism, and discouragement, it becomes much harder to think positively, act confidently, and push forward toward your goals. Conversely, if you choose to immerse yourself in an environment that is uplifting, motivating, and aligned with your purpose, you'll find that your own strength begins to flourish. The environment you choose to engage with directly impacts your ability to overcome weakness. One of the most important aspects of creating a supportive environment is being intentional about who you allow to speak into your life. The people around you have the power to influence your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, for better or for worse. If you surround yourself with people who constantly doubt you, criticize you, or pull you down, you will start to believe that their negativity is true. But if you surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, who encourage you to grow, and who challenge you to become the best version of yourself, you'll find that your mindset shifts towards strength and possibility. The energy of positive, supportive individuals is contagious, and their belief in you can become the fuel you need to push through your own doubts and fears. This doesn't mean you should only keep people in your life who are always upbeat or optimistic. Life isn't always easy, and there are moments when we all face difficulty and struggle. But it's about choosing to engage with people who are not just aware of your challenges, but who also believe in your ability to overcome them. You need people who will encourage you to press forward when you want to quit, who will remind you of your purpose when you forget, and who will challenge you to grow when you become complacent. The right people can help you rise above your weaknesses, while the wrong people can keep you stuck in them. You also need to evaluate the physical space you occupy. Your environment isn't just about the people you interact with, it's also about the spaces you inhabit. The places you live, work, and spend time in can either lift you up or weigh you down. A cluttered, disorganized environment can contribute to feelings of chaos and overwhelm, making it harder to focus and think clearly. A messy, uninspiring space can drain your energy and make it difficult to stay motivated. On the other hand, a clean, organized, and purposeful environment can help you feel more energized, focused, and ready to take on the challenges ahead. When your physical environment is aligned with your goals, it reinforces your commitment to growth and success. Consider the impact that your workspace, your home, and even your daily routines have on your mindset. Are you surrounding yourself with reminders of your goals? Are you creating a space that supports your focus and productivity? Are you removing distractions that prevent you from making progress? Small changes to your environment can have a significant impact on your ability to overcome weakness. It's about creating a space that reflects your vision for your life, a space that inspires you to take action and move forward, rather than a space that keeps you stuck in indecision or doubt. In addition to physical spaces, the information you consume and the media you engage with play a significant role in shaping your environment. The books you read, the videos you watch, the podcasts you listen to, all of these things influence your thoughts and feelings. If you constantly expose yourself to negative news, toxic social media, or content that fuels fear and anxiety, you'll find that those emotions seep into your own mindset. But if you deliberately choose to engage with content that inspires you, educates you, and uplifts your spirit, you'll begin to see a shift in your attitude and outlook on life. It's essential to be selective about the information you let into your mind. The world is full of distractions, and it's easy to get caught up in negativity. But by being intentional about what you expose yourself to, you can create an environment that nurtures your growth rather than stifles it. Choose to fill your mind with knowledge, encouragement, and positivity, and you'll start to see a transformation in your own thoughts and actions. You'll begin to feel stronger, more capable, and more focused on your goals. Finally, creating an environment that supports your growth means setting boundaries. You cannot allow negativity, doubt, or discouragement to take root in your life. This might mean distancing yourself from toxic people, limiting your exposure to negativity in the media, or even creating physical space for yourself to recharge and refocus. Boundaries are necessary for protecting your peace, your focus, and your purpose. Without boundaries, it's easy to be pulled off track, to lose sight of your goals, and to allow weakness to creep back into your life. But with clear boundaries, you give yourself the opportunity to stay centered and focused on what matters most. As you move forward in your journey to overcome weakness, remember that you have the power to shape your environment. You have the ability to create a space that supports your growth, uplifts your spirit, and motivates you to keep going. By surrounding yourself with positive influences, organizing your physical space, and carefully selecting the information you consume, you can cultivate an environment that helps you break free from weakness and step into strength. Creating the right environment is not a one-time task, it's an ongoing process. It requires you to be mindful, intentional, and proactive in the choices you make each day. But when you begin to align your environment with your purpose, you'll find that your journey becomes much easier. The strength you need to overcome weakness is already inside you, and the right environment can help you bring that strength to the surface. To overcome weakness and truly transform your life, you must embrace the power of action. It's not enough to think positively, to shift your mindset, or to create an empowering environment if you're not willing to take steps toward your goals. Action is the bridge between intention and achievement. Without it, your dreams remain just that, dreams. It's the consistent daily steps you take that lead you from where you are to where you want to be. You can think about success all day long, but it's the work you do that turns those thoughts into reality. The first step in embracing the power of action is understanding that small actions lead to big results. Many people are paralyzed by the thought that they have to make dramatic changes or take massive leaps to see progress. However, success doesn't happen in giant steps. It happens in small, deliberate actions that compound over time. Every small effort you put forth builds momentum. It might feel insignificant at first, but trust that the consistent actions you take today will pay off in ways you can't yet fully see. This is where many people get discouraged. They expect immediate results, and when they don't see change quickly, they give up. But success isn't always instant. Transformation takes time. The small, seemingly insignificant actions you take each day are laying the foundation for something greater. Just as a seed needs time to grow into a tree, your efforts need time to manifest into success. Keep going even when you don't see immediate results. Trust that each action, no matter how small, is pushing you closer to your breakthrough. Moreover, action is not just about doing more. It's about being intentional with what you do. It's about prioritizing the tasks that align with your goals and values. If you want to break free from weakness, you need to take intentional action toward what matters most to you. This means focusing on the actions that move you closer to your dreams, rather than getting distracted by things that don't serve your purpose. Action without purpose is wasted energy, but action with purpose is transformative. It's about choosing the right battles, focusing on what will move you forward, and making sure every step you take is aligned with your vision. Taking action is also about discipline. It's easy to be motivated when you feel inspired, but true change happens when you continue to take action even when the motivation fades. Motivation can be fleeting. It's like a spark that can light a fire but doesn't keep it burning. Discipline is what keeps the fire burning. It's the daily commitment to showing up, doing the work, and taking the necessary steps even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't. It's the ability to keep moving forward, even when obstacles arise or when the path seems uncertain. One of the reasons people struggle with taking consistent action is that they are often overwhelmed by the idea of how much needs to be done. When faced with a large task or a big goal, it's easy to feel paralyzed, as if the mountain is too high to climb. But here's the secret. You don't have to climb the entire mountain in one day. Break the task down into manageable steps. Focus on taking one small action at a time. Each step you take gets you closer to the top, and before you know it, you'll have climbed that mountain. The key is to start. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, the next one becomes easier, and the next one even easier. Action breeds more action, and before you know it, you'll be making progress toward your goal without even realizing it. Taking action is also about taking risks. In order to break free from weakness, you have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Growth happens when you take risks, when you challenge yourself to do things that make you nervous, uncertain, or afraid. Fear is a natural part of the process, but it should never stop you from moving forward. Fear is a sign that you're on the right track, that you're stepping into uncharted territory where real growth happens. When you take action in spite of fear, you gain confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can handle uncertainty, and that you can rise above challenges. Every time you take a risk and succeed, you strengthen your belief in yourself and your ability to overcome obstacles. In addition to taking risks, action also requires resilience. There will be times when things don't go as planned. You might face failure, setbacks, or moments of discouragement. But resilience is about bouncing back from those moments, learning from them, and continuing to push forward. Action is not about perfection, it's about persistence. No one achieves success without encountering challenges along the way. The key is to keep moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. When you face failure, you can either let it defeat you, or you can choose to learn from it and keep going. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. The more resilient you become, the stronger you'll be in the face of adversity, and the more you'll be able to achieve in the long run. Ultimately, embracing the power of action requires a mindset shift. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions, you need to take action now. Waiting for the right time is a trap that keeps many people stuck in weakness. The right time is now. Start where you are, with what you have, and take one step forward. Even if the conditions aren't perfect, even if you don't feel fully prepared, action is the key that unlocks your potential. You don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to begin. Once you take action, momentum will build and the path forward will become clearer. So, remember, action is the catalyst for change. It is through your daily actions that you build the life you desire. It is through your willingness to take one step after another, even when it's difficult, that you will rise above your weaknesses and step into your greatness. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the right circumstances. Start now and let your actions guide you toward the life you were meant to live. In conclusion, the journey to overcoming weakness is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process of growth, courage, and intentional action. You have the power to confront your weaknesses, to choose your environment, and to take consistent steps toward your goals. But none of this matters if you don't take action. Action is the key that unlocks the doors of possibility, and it is through your efforts, no matter how small, that you will transform your weaknesses into your greatest strengths. The road may not always be easy, and there will be moments when fear, doubt, and obstacles try to hold you back. But remember, you are stronger than your circumstances, and you have the resilience to keep moving forward. Every time you choose to take action, you are one step closer to the life you desire. Surround yourself with positive influences, cultivate an empowering environment, and embrace the discipline of consistent action. With each step, you are rewriting your story, and you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. So today, make the decision to leave weakness behind and step into your strength. Don't let fear, doubt, or circumstance hold you back. You are capable of achieving greatness, and it all starts with one powerful choice: to take action. The time is now. Your future is waiting for you. Step into it with boldness and confidence, and watch as your weaknesses transform into stepping stones toward the success and fulfillment you deserve.